forgot to talk about the comments on the last video I posted. The MACD secrets. 3 powerful strategies to profit bull bear markets. And I get a kick out of the comments. And 160,000 views since last year, the end of last year. And I wonder if this is helping anybody. Let's hope, right? Subscribe to Rainier's. So I don't have anything like this, and there's a reason for that. I just don't want to be responsible for anything that happens. I think I've got enough responsibility. I can barely manage my own life. I don't really want to be responsible for trying to manage anybody else's. Even if they paid me for even if they signed a waiver, like I was watching, I was transfixed on watching, does anybody remember Jay-Z Knight, Ramtha? Take a look at that. Wow, it's just the funniest shit I've ever seen. So, trading strategies that work, well, we definitely want them to work. My best trading tips, powerful indicators. But look at the comments, 365 comments here. Oh, I like this guy with here's why Lamborghini Countach is worth, seems to come up in the trading searches for Forex. Why Fibonacci doesn't work. So that's also, people are finally turning on Fibonacci, it looks like. Yes, people, Fibonacci is ridiculous. It doesn't work for him. Now, I'll agree with him there. So, but it is, everybody's doing the best they can. So don't be so critical, okay? Self-talk is the best talk, and the biggest lies we tell are to ourselves. How to pay off your mortgage in 5 to 7 years? Oh, then what? There's no reason to keep living. That's the only reason I'm still alive, is to pay bills. I feel like a good citizen. 359 comments. Thanks so much, Rainier. This is a goldmine of information about MACD, especially on the trend filter and histogram breakout strategy. Yeah, I guess if it's helping you, I'd love to hear about it. Nice. My MACD is just one signal line. How can I adjust that? She looks adorable. Or is it a he? Sorry. Thanks a lot. Gosh, how come I don't get 160,000 views? Actually, I didn't really feel comfortable when people were complimenting me. I thought, oh boy, I prefer when they're actually torturing me. I should turn Renko back on. I'm getting bored. Turn Renko back on him, try to assault me. Calvin left him in the dust. We never saw 102 on the yen. Oh well. It's funny when people argue about where the price is going. That's the only fun. It's like a sports game. Can you really tell me who's going to win the next Super Bowl? Can you predict the next Super Bowl winning? Thanks for your unselfish knowledge, Renia. This is maybe one of the best and simplest tutorials for MACD breakout you should have said I've ever seen. God bless you. Thank God I don't have any Bible thumpers liking me. He'll probably say, thank you. My pleasure. That's the nice sociopathic handshake. The firm handshake and the certain look in the eye. Thanks. You. Super teacher market. Thanks. Yeah, I'm not a good teacher. And I don't speak in complete sentences because if I did that, I'd have to kill you. If you understood what I was trying to say. Such good information. Love your videos. Let me guess. He says, my pleasure. Thank you, Tyler. He names him out. I appreciate that. These Asians are too fucking polite. Can't you be an asshole? Awesome Glad I watched. Awesome Glad. Wow, that's a twist. Because I'm glad. Because I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad. Can you recite lyrics or are they going to copyright that? I'm glad. When I was a kid, there was a song called I'm Glad Because I'm Glad. And I thought, there you go. Yep. I trade because I trade. I live because I live. Well, that wraps it up. No more questions. Your Honor, he can go. Great information. People love this guy. Dude, you have an annoying voice. Okay. Yes, he does. It's not that. He's just, he's using a microphone that costs like, what, 0.01 cents? It cost a pip in a 1K. Cost a pipette. Awesome explanation about MECD. Now I subscribe your channel and like it. The last great thanks for this. English is a second language. Let me guess what he's going to say. I'm glad you found my channel. You're welcome. Oh, that's a nice classic. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family. Of your thoughts and prayers with your. Thanks, Rainier. You're the best. Jesus bless your family. I'm offended by that religious comment personally, but I'll read on. Business and health. Healthy all the time. I'm so grateful you make this video so everyone can learn. Thanks again. Hey, don't mention it. Cheers. That's like don't mention it. Move on. You're boring me. When the market is in consolidation phase. Oh, this guy really knows his shit. There are phases in the market. It's true. So this is a true reality of the market. It does have a phase to it. I don't know. She's kind of like, it's the part of the relationship when this is inevitable, no matter how good the honeymoon phase is. What's wrong, honey? Nothing. And about 3.5 years later, if I have to tell you what's wrong, then it's even worse than I thought. You are so immature. You are so stupid. When the market is in consolidation phase and awaiting a breakout, tapping its fingers. When are we ever going to get the fuck out of this range? You mean what's ever going to get the fuck out of this range phase? Now, this is another thing I would write. If I was going to write a book on trading, I'd have like this outline. Descriptions for consolidation phase. Boring. Frustrating. It would be like another 10 pages of fine print of all the adjectives or whatever descriptions. I don't know what an adjective is, but it sounds right. Oh gosh, is this triangle going to stop forming, or are we going to, like, how much? I got an appointment in about an hour. I got to go to the doctor. Is this 5-minute chart going to wrap it up already? Hello, I'm waiting. Consolidation phase. You mean, and awaiting, which is an does that make it like atheist and not a theist? Is that the cure for waiting is awaiting? A breakout. Is it natural for me to want to kill myself? Is it natural for the momentum? Is it natural for the momentum is low? I think he means should it be? Is it good? I would try to edit him for him. I think what he means to say, is it okay? Am I looking for the momentum to be low? Isn't it? Yeah, of course. Don't you think the momentum's low? So, is he? Well, how can we judge his knowledge level, or is he just being redundant to just try to dial it in better? When the market is in consolidation phase and awaiting a breakout, is it natural for the momentum is low? Isn't it? Yeah, of course. Haven't seen markets in consolidation with high volatility. This is stating the obvious. That is actually quite a profound, out of the mouths of goobers, right? I mean, people that, the funny thing is if you tell somebody about trading, you can learn a lot about trading. As they repeat it back to you, regurgitate it, even if they fuck it up. So a lot of teachers don't realize they're actually shouldn't charge because they're learning so much from people that don't know. They're getting to see the world through a goober's eyes. You kind of long for that honeymoon phase of life when you haven't figured everything out yet. I guess that's why people are always saying, oh, I'm going to get a new hobby. Because I'm so bored. That's what we used to tell our parents when we were kids. But so now, it's almost like there's too many toys. I suppose, digitally speaking, if you like computers, it's like, holy shit. It's like a kid in a candy store. So here we have the obvious stated, and I do love it. It's just epic. I'm surprised he didn't reply to that because I would say that is the most true statement. It's like, I'm glad because I'm glad. Thank you so much, Rainier, for your great information about MACD. What's the most generic thing? And he'd probably say something like, thank you back. Right? We're going to mirror the guy. Mirror what you're welcome. Oh, he's speaking in code. Oh, what is this? You're welcome. Oh, that's his name. I didn't read the guy's name. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm so glad you could attend. Come inside. Come inside. Thank you, Rainier. You're welcome. Now that's most concise as it gets. Thank you. You're welcome. Not like, what the fuck you doing here? Do you even trade? How dare you criticize my video? And my voice is no good for you? What, I don't talk clear enough for you? Content's so good, I just hit the subscribe button. I thought he was going to say I hit the loop button. I looped it all day long. It was so good. Your voice was so smooth. I hope you have also a tutorial for real beginners, like super goobers. We call those super goobers. I like the way you spell beginners. Now that puts a spin on it. Love those misspellings. Comments. They want to turn comments off on YouTube. Why? Oh my God. I'm not big on reading or writing, but man, the comments make me want to take a reading class. I hope you have also have a tutorial for real beginners. How to set up an account and how to make the first deposit, I think he means to say, into the account. But yeah, how to make the first trade. Oh, your first trade. That's the best, right? So they say that about sex. The first time you have sex, I guess you've overthought how good it was going to be. Mr. Rainier, what use moving average? I like that. Oh yeah, that's I think he's using the 1226 exponential on the screen, and then he's doing a derivative or a cross section histogram math, positive, negative, above and below the zero line factor histogram behind the. See, at the bottom you got moving averages too. So you could say they're both pointing up. The one on the charts down. There's a million rule sets on these filters. You know, it's just a bottomless pit. Come on, obviously. How many increments, right? How many levels of, how many gears are in your transmission? 1,000? One? On that one gear motorcycle, I guess somebody on that bicycle that you have, the guys that are on the racetrack, it's just tuned to the track. It's just got one gear. There isn't like, oh, I'm going to climb a hill. No, dude, you're on a track. Okay, that's a track trading. You call that track trading? I mean, that would be like, there's your size. I'll see you later. You can have a stop, or you can't have a stop. You're only allowed to trade one size. Call me when you're done. Here we use the 20 EMA because that's what the bankers use. Great explanation of the concepts. Thank you. Hi, Rainier. Awesome video. However, my MACD only has the histogram and one line. Don't know if it's a signal or the MACD line. Now, there's somebody who's totally lost. And this is why these indicators can be like a world unto their own. And if you're watching it on the screen and you're anticipating the indicator, which if you were going to trade in the Albert Brooks style, you're anticipating everything and you're trying to get out in front of the market with something, and you're trying to accept the fact that the indicator is an echo of price, a delayed echo of price, and you're trying to make an assessment on the way that that thing reacts to it, and therefore this, and you can anticipate the low volatility MACD, low volatility in price, like the guy said, and there you're taking it right. Thanks for sharing your personal experience and knowledge to the world. Sir, kindly share how to trade. So this is the big question. Life high levels of a stock, and what are the preventative areas? Indicators will reach the expectations. So this is all about going down this rabbit hole of expectations, hopes, dreams. Hope we are all waiting for your reply. Provide some combinations, strategies, price trade action with oscillators, etc., which is useful, futures. So, nothing here about money. Unfortunately, it's more like the question is, how much money do I have to risk to make it worth my while? No, let's see, what is the cost of the total cost of the trade, even if I'm right about the trade and it starts to go in my favor immediately, and I have not passed my threshold to pay for the spread or the commissions. But the moment that I do, I'm slightly up. Do I get out of the trade right then and there? So if you were to try to build a prop firm for real, you'd have to have an interview list, a questionnaire. In fact, I guess that's the only way to really screen somebody, is to have trick questions, engineered questions, where it's not a survey, it's literally trying to test the extreme. And of course, people are going to say, well, what do you mean by that? And hopefully the questions will be, I guess if somebody doesn't have the IQ to read the question, then that might be a filter. But you have to ask very blunt questions that are just arbitrary, kind of, why are you asking me that? No, I'm not talking about asking them a personal question. I'm saying how they filters to see how they view the world. The moral, would you save somebody in a drowning canoe, or whatever the litmus tests. You just have a something that's kind of like I guess it's going to, money does involve ethics and morals for people, because that is the factor. But if you ask them arbitrary questions that don't involve money, like this strategies, so you could probably create a and you would just have to actually test that questionnaire and even see if that's working as far as how you would, their answers, you know. How could you build a trade plan around somebody's answers on, and that would be something you would probably have to charge for, because if somebody was going to evaluate how you answered that, unless you had a robot that could spit back the cure for that problem. So you could also have that, you know, the opposite of what somebody's doing. But at some point you have to do something you don't want to do in a uncomfortable manner. So if you wanted to fly a helicopter, which I can't imagine I'd ever want to do that, but say you were excited about helicopter flying, I don't know if everybody that's into it is not scared out of their fucking mind at some point. I don't know how they're getting around that. So if trading for you is like getting in a helicopter, then okay, that's a bridge to, you would just have to take a ride in the helicopter, and that's like a demo account. If you're not going to steer it, or you're going to do a simulation. This is why they have a flight simulator, is to try to get you used to the idea that you're at a certain altitude, and you got to consider that if you run out of fuel or something, you might just not be able to glide down. Right, soft landing, Bernanke, Federal Reserve approach to life. A nice soft landing. I know we've kind of raped this economy to pieces by pulling levers indiscriminately, and plus the crowd. We can't even imagine how the mob reacts to the levers that the government pulls. This is the Peter Schiff view of the world. That the Wizard of Oz, the government's pulling these levers, and of course they are, but the crowd is so quick to react and so diverse that no matter what they say on the news about how it should be, it is how it is, and it's going just, unless you're dead, or in other words, unless there's still hope, right? So if you're still alive, you can still, you're doing pretty good, right? I suppose if you've made it to the internet, you at least are making X amount of dollars a month. Maybe you're on that $100 a month. I think it's $1,000 a month. I saw that guy on with that Andrew, $1,000 a month Andrew, with Tucker Carlson talking about, now Tucker seems like a nice guy, but he doesn't have a clue about how markets work and how's the economy going to deal with these automated delivery systems. Well, how do they deal with automatic transmissions? How do they deal with, dude, are you going to tell me that we're going to outlaw cell phones now? What did they do before cell phones? They were doing snail mail. Dude, they're still doing snail mail, and they're going to still print books until the end of time. You cannot, just because you have a robot driving a fucking diesel truck, you mean to tell me there's not a guy sleeping in the back there that's going to deliver those packages? Now he gets to sleep more. You don't get it. People don't understand. You think that because it's a robot? Dude, it's even more work to run a fucking robot. What the fuck are people thinking? They don't understand real life, how nature is able to adapt. Nature heals itself. The markets heal. The prices, that's what you're counting on in these fucking markets, is that the market's on fair value. The market's at an extreme price. It doesn't mean that you can't take advantage of extreme prices, but how, in the fractal of extreme, in the next 5 minutes it could move, the market can move what it took 5 hours to move earlier. And the last blast in a move that is psychotic and too fast for normal frame rate of sample size of data, that it is so extreme that it's not going to last very long, because it's a black swan. It's the exception that proves the rule of markets pretty much 80% of the time going nowhere. I mean, from a zoomed out standpoint on the monthly chart, you can't see all the chaos on the daily chart looking at a monthly chart. And that's why people are going to, go to a higher time frame. Anyways, I'm going to go back to these comments here. I don't know if that even helped what I just said, but I don't care anymore. Just having a kick looking at other people's view of the trading world, because it's got to be the biggest inkblot test on the planet. Not to mention how people are running their charts. They got the Renko charts. I mean, fill in the blank, right? Fibonacci with Renko, that's the cure, right? That's the elixir. The latest cure for trading. So I like how this guy puts these big spaces here like it's a legal document. Like, and could you please provide, by the way, could you tell me the next trade? I said, just come right out with it, dude. What do I do right now? I like his suave picture where he's like leaning into the camera. I know that's how you're supposed to take a picture, but it'd been better if they just cropped it out and just took out like 25% of that image and let me guess what you look like. Very good video. I've been learning quite a lot from you. Thanks. Nice tutorial, bro. Can you show how to set up the MACD on MT4 charts? As one of the lines doesn't seem to be available. Yeah, no. Out of the box stuff's pretty bad. Pure gold, man. Very informative, but very distracting when you say right after every sentence. Oh, God, one of these guys. Dude, you're saying like maybe too much. Like Ramtha. Indeed. Ramtha speaks Forex. I mean, there's so much comedy to be done in Forex still. That's uncharted comedy territory. ER patients in hospital dying. Wait a second. We got some rogue comment here. ER patients in hospital dying. Let's go. I guess I didn't wait for the punchline there. Thanks for your sharing knowledge. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Oh, this has got to be an American. He's speaking normal. I'm using this indicator for crypto trading. Very good reminders. Happy trading to all. He's one of those well-wishers. Shut the fuck up, you nice guy. I don't want to hear that talk. We're only allowed... Just praise the guy. Move on. How do I get both EMAs on my trading view? Oh, don't even go trading view. You want to get an anxiety attack, go to trading view. I seem to be the only one getting one when I type an EMA. You mentioned in that video you're a slow learner. Bro, your videos are amazing. I like the breakdown you give the sandwich model. I missed that part too. I guess I shouldn't have fast forwarded. Best Forex YouTuber out there. Well, look at this guy. He's giving a big thumbs up. Look, he's got a leather jacket. He's a jet setter. That's what we used to call those people. He's wearing his Naugahyde. Look at Ashley Banchfield's. You made me fall in love with your teachings and learnings. Now this guy's a little bit too big a fan. We got a stalker here. Fall in love with your teaching. I never felt MACD like this before. He's kidding, right? Man, it's so easy to understand and a proper logic behind its use. We don't want, see, this is what people like. They like this. People cling to logic and reason, and it's just not really available in these markets as far as the MACD goes. I think as far as your trade plan goes, yeah, you can have like a ratios matter, tight ratios matter. Very helpful, thanks. Very useful video on MACD. I like how people cap it out, MACD, like it's like, is that like Make America, chart again? Or something? Make America chart on the dailies, I think it's... Stay on the daily chart, people. Be fucking with those lower time frames. Wow, this guy's really... Oof. Man, this guy's really... See, these are the kind of people you got to watch out for. Could you give me a specific... this is what I'm seeing. I don't know what you're seeing, but... what are these? The 4-hour chart. I guess he's saying, what do you think about these numbers? Is that we go in the right direction here? That's too much, is it? Is MACD good for Forex with the 35-minute time frame? Now here's an impatient person. As soon as somebody asks you, well, can I see your wife in her bathing suit now? I know what she looks like, kind of, but is there a way that we could go off together? This is he's too into trading. I'd like to, does it work on like the 3-second chart? Dude, you're just too excited about it. It doesn't work at all. How's that? Another thumbs up. Thank you once again. I thanked you before, but it's like New York. It's so nice they named it twice. This was so very helpful. Oh, I'm only here to be helpful. This will help me identify breakouts much easier. Bro, what country are you from? Downtown New York. Is that the same guy? Are these people re-commenting? The bro? There's a bro guy. Hey, bro. What up, bro? Great job on this video. Very helpful. Nailed it. Ding. Brother. Nailed it, brother. Because he's not going for the bro. He's going for full commentary. He's not holding back. No texter here. No code talk here, buddy. By far the best video I've ever seen on MACD. It's the best video on how to do socialism, how to live like a Venezuelan I've ever seen. You get a like and a comment. Good info, bro. Thank you, Rainier. I wish I could win from the strategies. Now, these guys, this is what I'm talking about. I wish I could win from the strategies. We all do. I join him in that wish. I have a question to all these folks who do these type of videos. Here we go. 1 out of every 20 commenters is this guy. Oh, here we go. I have a question to all these folks. What is this, an Obama supporter? How do these type of videos... I'm sorry. I have a question to all these folks who do these type of videos in YouTube. If you seriously know it is going to work, what in the blank you would waste time doing these videos and try to make peanuts of money from YouTube, huh? Now, I know this is what people say, but to be honest with you, I'm not even making money, and I love doing these videos. It's kind of like, bro, why are you doing videos on how to pick up women? Wouldn't you just be banging your hot wife? Like, if your wife was so hot, you're like, dude, she's so hot I can't even let her out of the house. Because then it's going to just, I don't want to, somebody's going to steal her. She'll get kidnapped. So why would you, but now, like I said, it makes you trade better, because when people comment, you go, oh my fucking God. Now, there are people that are making a tremendous amount of money from just teaching how to trade, obviously, because they have very slick presentations. I don't think this guy, Rainier, is making a lot of money because, I mean, come on, his microphone and his lighting and his charts, and like, where's the mugs? Can I get where's the t-shirts? Come on. Where's all the bling? Or what do they call it? Not bling. Swag. I haven't heard that in a long time. All the merch and dice. So you do wonder that, people resent, they're like, really? But we all know how to make money trading, or we all know how to live a life. And just because if 90% of people lose at trading, I'm going to guarantee you 90% of people lose at life in some regard. They're not doing exactly everything they wanted to do the way they want to do it, because whatever happened in the weather, the traffic, they were stranded. They had to cut off their arm. There's people that have been stranded and their foot's cut, so they got to make a sacrifice, or they went to war and they lost an eyeball. It's not a perfect world. And then you'd say, well, why does anybody go? Because this is one Mark Douglas said, which I thought was a pretty profound. He said, you being a person that's creative, or even not creative person, you demand expression. Your psyche demands to make some kind of interaction with the world, and trading happens just to be one of those things. And commenting on the internet is it's just a human nature thing, really. But granted, there's people that have really good analysts that wouldn't pull the trigger, or they could trade a demo just fine and not be able to trade real money like that, because when they were trading the demo, they didn't. You almost have to be an actor. If you took acting classes, then you could act like a trader, and then you wouldn't feel any fear. In other words, if you, it's like fake it till you can make it, psychology. But you'd also have to make it okay to have that personality shift and treat yourself differently about trading. It's the way you approach it, how you're set up in your head about it. And so what this guy's saying is, if you seriously know it's going to work, what the fuck are you doing, or what the hell are you doing? Or I think he means, why would you waste your time doing these videos and try to make peanuts money? Most people can't even get their grammar right on these comments, but it is a good question. And of course, like I said, why is I always did wonder that, like when the guy from Jethro Tull, who's Ian Anderson, owned a fishing boat, or these people, I think it was either him or some guy in the Who. Like, why does this guy own a restaurant? Yeah, because he doesn't want to tour his whole fucking life. He doesn't want to scalp the world. Like, if you're going to scalp the market, you have to get numb to the risk of trading really big. And of course, then it's like, well, why don't you just make $1 million if you're right? I'm surprised he hasn't gone for the other question here, which he's kind of asking it here, is like, if you seriously know it's going to work, what are you doing here? And what he means by that is, you would trade what works so big that you would just be so rich you wouldn't even think of posting a thing. But some people like to have a kibitz life, compartmentalized. It's like if a guy's cheating on his wife, it's not because his wife, he couldn't buy his wife a wig maybe and treat her like a hooker, but so he decided to get a hooker on the side, and of course now that's a perfect fit for him, and this is the way he's feeling good about life. So maybe that's what it is for people. They're like, you know what, I always wanted to have my own business, and I can do it on YouTube, and of course people can give me a little money to pay for my bandwidth I'm using. I can upload or stream faster or whatever it is. And you got your own little homegrown business. It's kind of a dream of anybody that's ever had a popsicle stand, a lemonade stand, which we had that when we were kids. There was a spark in everybody that thought, oh, I'm just going to set up shop right here. Fucking A, I got like the most unique shit. Fuck everybody else. And of course, in the music business, that's what it's about. Can you release something so unique but not offensive, and be that, and have that slot? And of course, the view of the market is that since the market is the same, everybody's looking at the same song being played in front of them. Everybody's looking at the same data. So how can everybody make different decisions? Because if they sift that data every 5 minutes as opposed to every half hour, it's completely different data. Is a completely different pattern. It's a completely different fractal. You're zoomed into something that, do you really think that the ants outside care about like a skyscraper? I don't know, maybe in the back of their mind. These things are coexisting on the same, dare I say, round earth. So if that's true, then what little nook and cranny would you carve out for yourself, right? Where are you going to fit into this giant potential of opportunity? So you have unlimited potential, which Mark Douglas is talking in kind of absolutes. Unlimited potential. Anything can happen, and you are trading your belief system. How you and so this guy commenting here about, I don't get it. If you really know how this works, why are you here doing these videos? I mean, so what is his mindset that it's kind of like it doesn't make sense for him? I don't get why it doesn't. Like, if you're a magician and you're able to trick all this, why don't you just do a magician show for a really hot chick in your hotel room? Why are you in front of this giant? Because if you're being a magician to get a hot girl, why don't you just do magician tricks in your hotel room with her or by herself? That's where you're trying to get to anyways. Once you get all that money, get a nice car, you're going to attract a nicer woman. I'm assuming, right? There's got to be some reason you're even trading in the first place. But that is a key question. And everybody, that's going to be a big obstacle by anybody saying anything about anything, really. Like, how do you know this is also kind of a flat earth approach? How do you know? Like, if you know the earth's round, how come you're not out rolling around on it? How come you're telling me, how come you're fighting with flat earthers? If you know it's round, how come you're just not out balling around? Cool YouTube, Rainier. Have you been trying to find info on how to more effectively? I like that. Can I translate? MACD sucks like the biggest member on the planet. And is there a better way to make it not suck so much? I like how you are laid out exactly how it is made. It's created in it's made by elves in a little Keebler house. MACD cookies. How about cookies that are, where is all the merchandise for Forex traders? Like, instead of animal crackers, how about MACD crackers? I got a D. I've got an A. You have MACD cereal. Why just stop here with this secrets of MACD? You want to take it to the next level. I like how you laid out exactly how it's made. Thanks for the recipe. It's a little more easy to understand for us truly slow learners. Here's a guy who's softballing his high IQ. Obviously, he's very intelligent. He's trying to self-deprecating IQ. I'm a slow learner. Thanks again, man. Looking forward to checking out more of your videos. Well, at least he has something to look forward to. I don't. I'm going to kill myself. I'm so depressed. Okay, so superb. Excellent. I'd say excellent. Thanks, Rainier. Amazing tutorial. You are indeed the best. Indeed. Another Ramtha comment. God bless you. I'm 35,000 years old. Thank you so much. Awesome video. Great video. Wow. Now, I wanted to get to the one here where the guy blew up his account, and since I set the comments, I have to go reset them to comments, because what's happening is it's not coming up. I want to finish the video. Sort by top comments. Because this is I want to just end on the funny video here where the guy blew up his account. I just love that idea. It's like when I blew up my marriage, cheating out with that girl. God, she was so hot. I mean, who can really resist? Who can even be faithful to their wife is what I want to know. Forget trading. Forget MACD. How are people able to how are they able to behave in any field? So if you can't behave there, maybe it is affecting your trading. If you're cheating on your trading system, maybe you're cheating on your wife, A very strict MACD trader would never think of it. Here's a guy. These are top comments. Do you think MACD with ADX can be a good combo for better risk to reward ratio? Now, this is your classic guy. He's obviously got a high IQ because he needs corrective lenses. His brain doesn't fit in his head properly, so it's fucked up his optical configuration. And of course, we have the classic, how can I dial this bitch in to get it just cranked up? And how about, fuck that, why stop at MACD and ADX, which is, can you imagine talking like this to somebody? I mean, I think they're building a bomb over there. Like, ADX? What else? What's coming up? How about RSI? Got to get a touch of CCI with my RSI. I had a side of MACD last night with, for dessert, what'd you have? CCI ADX hybrid indicator. Right at the bottom, we had different O's and these colors. Oh, beautiful color array. One is a leading indicator and one being a lagging indicator. I've noticed when there is a double confirmation from both indicators, then you have a higher chances of getting a better breakout. This is the confluence theory of trading. If she's got no kids, she's never been married. Okay, she's a little chaotic. Mercurial. I learned a new word yesterday, mercurial. And the market's mercurial. I had the mercurial index. It's very spastic. But you know what? We could grow together. We're both dysfunctional. I've done this before. I've done this analysis in relationships. We're both out of our fucking minds. We could grow up together. We could start to calm down together. But, maybe not, right? End up like Bonnie and Clyde. I guess they were probably feeding on each other's psychosis there. They were enabling each other. I think a codependent relationship, Bonnie and Clyde. So, I've noticed when there's a double confirmation. I like that double confirmation from both. This is locking it in. And we have an umbrella policy too, sir. We have an RSI CCI with a touch of Renko. No, the point figure's extra. That would be a rider on top of the umbrella policy. No mention here. Once again, no mention of how big do we trade that higher chances. I'm just trying to pick out the triggered phrases for me. Higher chances. You know what? Of pregnancy, maybe. Getting a better breakout. It's like breaking out of jail. I always thought when I saw a breakout pattern, I heard that, I thought, is this going to involve imprisonment? And the market is in prison. Let's face it. When it's doing a consolidation phase, that would also one of my answers is a free association quiz for the Forex Prop House interview. Imprisonment? Consolidation. They would assume in the Forex court, you'll be interned in a prison. These aren't prisons. These are consolidation firms. You're not in prison. You're in jail. When the market's in jail, you have people lined out trying to come on. Even anybody on either side of this trade is going, dude, either stop me out. Have you ever had a stop there too? Trading any one of your trades could have a stop. They're about to hit it. And you're like, oh man, you know what? Really? I've got to get into this trade again. And this would be like redecisioning. Maybe I shouldn't even. Maybe the market's telling me this is where people go down this, try to tea leave it. Maybe the market's telling me she really doesn't like me. She's really not that into you. So that's another problem is that if you're the kind of guy, I did this to a girl once. I couldn't resist because she was so irresistible. I just kept bothering her. And then it was only because she was at where I worked. She was a person that was the secretary of this place I used to show up at. And I thought, well, this is not like I work with her. So, and the guy that owned the business kept encouraging me to torture her. So I just kept torturing her. But, maybe she's not that into you. And she wasn't. She married somebody else that was a customer. So I was like, wow, really? And then I looked at this guy, the guy she picked. I thought, I guess, And of course, the same thing in trading, and this is why it's very trading related, is the way you view your relationship to the market. Is it on your side now? This is also the Bill Williams psychological trick, is to see the market as your friend. It is your friend. And of course, once you agree with the market, and this takes maybe a little bit of staring at it or looking, if you look at the chart, you can see the story, but as the story is unfolding in front of you, it's like an improv session. You don't really know where it's going. You don't know where the song's going, but you know that there's going to be a chorus, there's going to be a verse. And the verse would be the chorus is the trend, and the verse is the noise, the consolidation. The imprisonment is the verse. It's a story. I mean, the explosion. You spend all this time building a rocket ship, and then it takes off. That is the trend. But the build up to that, all the consolidation, is the cause for the effect. And then the cycle repeats. It consolidates, kind of like Big Bang Theory. Consolidation, explosion, breaks out. And so this guy's also trying to take the MACD with the ADX and use a combo plate and really just bring all guns to bear on the market. It makes sense, right? But still, like I said, no mention of risk per decision. How many currency pairs is the MACD and ADX looking at? How many time frames is it looking at? And is it on crypto? Do you have it running on IBM stock? Do you have it on, if it's so good? Another thing you could say about the guy that says, if it's so good, why don't you use it on every fucking market and don't even waste your time YouTubing and just doing all, because there's no feedback loop. There's no entertainment. Now, people would say that, I guess the cynical thing is people are saying, why does anybody get on stage and play when they've got enough money? They could just stop playing right now. Why are you a rock star? Because they like playing in front of the crowd. They feel some duty, because most people do feel some type of moral, kind of ethical connection to being a good person that gives them a reward in itself. You're Ayn Rand, you're an end in yourself. Just you don't try trying to make money. Even if you're trying to make money trading, you still have to enjoy the process. Otherwise, it's constantly feeding on itself is something you want to do. It's an end inside of itself. You're not trying to get to that end of that. So losing at trading is not a bad thing, because if you own a business, you're losing every month that you don't have enough customers. So you actually have to hang yourself out there for maybe 6 months in I built a coffee shop. Now my coffee shop is, and you can have this idea for free, it's a laundry coffee shop. You're doing laundry and you're making coffee and you're just sitting there chatting, and you've got all sorts of crazy shit. You've got some arcade games, and it's an adult, I forgot to qualify. It's an adult laundry coffee shop. Kids can't come in this coffee shop. But coffee's legal still, and you got high-end coffee, you got espresso machines, maybe you got some mirror balls and stuff like that. But you're doing your laundry at the same time. This is kind of a intimate, public thing. And maybe there are people are getting a lap dance over. God knows what's going on in the drying machine, where it's all warm and cozy, and people are over there. There's an espresso machine next to every dryer. It's a free idea there. It's $1 million idea. But, maybe you want to do that. Maybe it loses money for the first year. And next thing, you could probably get the fuck out of that thing. Just sell it for $100,000 and scalp it and go, you know what, you guys can have it. And you can have 10 of those and across the country and make a chain of them. And it's the new thing. Because what's going to happen is, well, this is my dream. trend wise for people, is they're going to go back to that kind of lifestyle. They're not going to go, the people don't, I never understood it, even though I did travel when I was young. I don't get going to another country because everywhere you go, there you are. Life's such an inside job. I mean, where you're at the moment is your life. There's nowhere you're trying to get to. You have to be you have to be okay with losing money, you know, or I say holding on to a loss, really. So that is the psychological barrier, you know. And so if you can deal with that, then you're free, as Mark Douglas would say, your carefree attitude, and you just kind of take things as they come, and everything seems effortless and magical, and it doesn't seem like work, and it just seems like just a kind of a classic acceptance that the market's going to behave in a way that you want to avoid over predicting it. So another thing is you're trying to over predict when you put all these indicators on and say, if I combine with that, it is true that once you realize that, and this is where you would just strip away everything and realize that the high and low of each time frame is the only thing that matters to a breakout trader. The only thing. And how many time periods in a row, the longer the consolidation, the more in jail, the longer the imprisonment, the more the more dramatic the shift is once you're out. If you're in jail for 10 years, you get out. Okay, well, the world's completely different than if you're only in for 5. And that difference is going to be a big run, or any movement out of that will make the volatility meter go up on the most tightest volatility indication, which is the reality of every time frame. Anything that you smooth after that, even if you put a 2-period moving average on a 1-period moving average, and take a look at that data, and you'd be surprised how, gee, maybe I should buy when the 1 crosses the 2. Yes, you should. You should already anticipate it's about to cross, get the fuck in, and maybe get the fuck out, because it's like, oh, that's the scalp. Now, do we rinse and repeat? Right, this is going back to the laundry idea. But you're just going to have to do that. This is the sad fact of it, is that you just wouldn't. Also, when the guy said, well, if that works, why wouldn't you just do one good trade, not ever do a YouTube channel, just do one good trade and be done with it? Why are you doing all these little trades? If it really works, then you should be able to load the fucking wagon and your neighbor's wagon and the whole city's wagon and go out and get a GoFundMe and put this fucking trade on, for God's sakes, right? And so that's ridiculous. If you're such a good musician, why don't you just write one hit song and forget about it? What are you going on tour for? What a pain in the ass. What liability? Are you really making that much money? I mean, look at these people. I mean, this guy Prince was doing drugs because he blew out his legs jumping around like a psycho case on stage. Maybe he was on coke. I don't know. People, you can do stuff on drugs you would never think of doing as a sober goober. Okay, so I don't know. What about zero line crossovers? That's what I'm asking. I've noticed that those foreshadow pretty good moves as well. And this foreshadowing, or I noticed tea leaves. In fact, you could build a trade plan on tea leaves real easy, because you'd be like, okay, this pattern here, I think I'm going to run tight stops today. But if your ratios are good, you know, if your ratios are good, you can be a clod. Now, I'm actually 99% winning on this demo account I've been trading, but it also entails me pretty much taking stuff off the table when it's up. And, you know, this is another decision. Do I get out here? Thanks, boss. You are the best FX trader. Your tutorial has made me become a Forex guru. Well, that's fucking amazing. And now maybe he's taking just the right amount of MACD in his diet. He is not overdosed. He is not underdosed. And there is a sweet spot for MACD indications. So let me take a look at. Okay, I reshuffled the deck here. I still haven't got to the one where he blows up his account. thought that was funny. Very nicely explained. Thanks. That's not something I can do. Have a seat. Let me explain what I'm doing here. Excellent, Rainier. So many important tips about MACD. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for coming. One query I have. Ooh, that is a very queer word. One query I have. In case of tread filter strategy, I think you mean SUD filter strategy. What will be the stop loss? Now, this is a big question. Excellent question. Forex trading can be very addictive. Uh-oh. Look at this guy. He's got a leisure suit. Holy shit. What in the hell? Is this Doug Stanhope? Who is this? Forex trading can be very addictive. Give me another trade. Hey, honey, go to the store, get me another trade. It can become very unhealthy, not just in terms of your performance, but also in regard to your physical and mental health. I'm fucking freaking out. I'm underwater on this trade. Oh, my God. Oh, that can be, if you take it to heart, if you don't like getting your ass beat every day, I'd say the same thing. If you're going to be a prize fighter and you don't like getting your fucking ass smashed or you don't like being bullied, do not trade. And mental health, there is no reason to not deny this. Don't be in denial, dude. You are a fucking train wreck. I'm not addicted. It's not like I've got a tablet and an Android and another tablet and I'm testing indicators and I'm testing strategies. Oh my God, help me. I need intervention. Traders Anonymous. Hi. I'm a tradeaholic. The point here is this. Okay, now let's just sit down, have a seat. The point here is this. Now here's a person who's literate. He speaks in complete sentences. Notice the period, punctuation. How bad is your trading addiction really? Now, come on. Fess up, buddy. Just how out of your fucking mind are you? Who's he talking to here? He's not answering this guy, is he? The guy with the filter? What is in your power that you can control? Well, I might beat my wife. How's that? And change. Well, you should see her face. She's got 5 nose jobs. Not that she planned on it. Do you need any sort of assistance? Well, I am going to need some help. Could you add some money to my account? I overtraded it. If you want to learn in depth, I highly recommend you to read more. I love these helpful people that step in. Doug Stanhope is going to come to the assistance. Thank you. Thank you, Raj. There we go. I can highly recommend to you blended model strategy developed by. Now, this is what I've been saying. You need a multi-level approach. But the blended model strategy. Oh, the old BMS. Developed by Dinty Stew. You can search for it and learn to study how these techniques work. A strategy that covers one of the most effective methodologies in market history. Now, the guy that's asking me, I would refer him to this guy. Use the blended model strategy. And I would, because what it is it's an effective trading method. Very interesting. Almost like an advertisement here. Built into this, guys. I still haven't got to the blow up your account guy. Nice tips. Very informative. Uh-oh. Thanks for the video, Rainier. I appreciate that you explain the algorithm and formulas behind the indicators. Thanks for being so transparent. Too many traders just trade these things without knowing what's going on under the hood. Applying extra, I'm adding on to the commentary. So I'm not actually reading the comment now. I can't resist. I want to try to reveal what the guy's aiming at. Thanks, Rainier. I appreciate that you explain the algorithm, the complicated math, and the formulas, which is more complicated math, behind the dashboard lights blinking. Pull over. I think I just blew up my account. Too many traders just blow up their accounts without knowing what values the engine was giving the idiot lights. Applying extra rules and conditions. Oh, yeah. Okay. Don't drink and drive. Try to just stay with your wife. Don't look for other relationships outside your marriage. Which is why they have terrible experiences with indicator signals. MACD gave me a bad experience. Jimi Hendrix trades Forex. Are you experienced? Have you ever been experienced? This guy, he's a real trader named Zen. I thought it said Zen Chartist, but I'm reading it wrong. Okay, so, man, this shit's too funny. Nice video. I watched the video for Superman. I don't know if that's a good thing. Thanks a lot for the information on MACD, which is very helpful. High probability trade. Oh, love that term. High probability trade. Not high probability of winning, though. We don't know how your stop was too tight. Please share something on Renko charts to maximize the win rate. Oh, the old Renko trick. That'll do it. Just smooth the data out with some Renko. Kick aside a Renko with that. Still need a trade plan. If Renko worked, everybody'd use it. Is it applicable? That's a tongue twister. Is it applicable to 5-minute chart? If we are trading in 5-minute, which higher time frame to use? 15, half hour. Then how many charts, how many screens? You can see that problem. That's going to be a problem. The best MAC tutorial I've ever seen so far. He's seen a lot. We've all seen a lot of this MACD nonsense. Thanks, Rainier. As always, very good video on MACD. You just keep churning out these great MACD videos. My MACD has just one signal line. How can I adjust that? I'd like to overtrade my account. I'm not getting enough signals. She's all hot and cold. I can't tell if she wants to stay over or she really has. Does she really have a day job or is she cheating on me? Thanks for your unselfish knowledge. I want to get to the one where the guy blew up his account. Oh, God. 7 hours, then daily time frame, 7 hours or 24. Oh, boy. That's not right. Can we be able to find this? There is 359 comments, for God's sakes. Damn. Anyway, some guy blew up his account. He goes, I tried it, and it was just brutal. Oh, well. Anyways. Wow, look at this guy. He's really into it. Thanks so much. Doesn't mean I also need to use on my candlestick charts, finding support and resistance. Or could I use EMA 820.50 for trends? Wow. So when people use the 8-20-50 trading system, and you got the RSI, you got the ATRs, you got the, you're really going to be indicator heavy. I'm developing myself to be a swing trader. So this is a person that should be able to really handle being underwater. A swing trader is going to need to be enjoy being in a losing position, holding a losing position. I just wanted to see the account pulling up things, so I feel like I'm pulling over at the side of the road to see the horrifying. I'm only going to NASCAR for the crash. Oh well, it's in there. Just look up secrets of MACD. 160,000 views on this video. Does it work out for intraday as well? No, absolutely doesn't work. In fact, the indicator won't even show on the screen. Intraday trading is, wow, it's a whole different world. From a day chart to a 1 hour chart. Wow, that is a drill down. That's like it's just it's upside down. It's a completely different world. Through the looking glass. And it just goes on forever, the comments in here. You can learn a lot from people's comments. A lot of people don't have MACDs acting up on my MT4 here. They love this guy. That's not a good sign either. If they hate you, maybe you're saying something that's novel. Excellent MACD. Very clear, easy to understand. Thanks. Well, it's a better video than I could do. I can't speak in complete sentences. Oh, look at this guy. He's got a serious question. Oh, he's got a humble opinion. I love these people. MACD lines don't indicate the movement of the stock. It is the movement of the stock that determines the path of these lines. Brilliant. If these lines cross each other, that does not indicate which way the stock is going to move because the lines have no direction of their own. Stock does not follow these lines. These lines follow the stock. In my humble opinion, stock movements are totally determined by investor sentiment, company news, and other economic market conditions, which can change in a split second. But majority of these videos have their explanation in reverse. Am I missing something? No reply to that. He's right. The price is causing the moving average. It is not the other way, people. Okay. As a new trader in training, I have sought to understand the MACD. Well, at least you've gone on a mission. You've gone out into the wilderness of knowledge, and you're going to get your brain around this MACD finally. This is the best video yet. When I watch these, or anything, I speed them up. Me too. Not this time. Normal speed. Well, because the guy talks so fast that you don't really have to speed this guy up. And now I watch it again. Going to the website. Thank you. Thank you, Rainier. I don't understand the red and blue line on the indicator window by default with MACD, blah, blah. Yeah, you got to go take an MACD class. Glad I found this channel. You have great knack for transforming information to a very consumable format. And we put it in a blender, add some spices. Usually, as usual, it's a great video. More details. Could you please post RSI indicator? Thank you so much. Fantastic. He's a San Francisco rider. He must have a motorcycle. Great, my master teacher. God bless you and your sweet family. Wow, what a nice little sociopathically over. He's just love bombing this poor guy. Rainier is being love bombed by the MACD cult. Nice MACD explanation. How do you explain that? Can you explain that to me, that MACD? I would suggest moving your webcam window away from your rightmost side of the chart so that we can fully see what you're doing. Yeah, he did chart into his face. Are you a human being? Huh? You maybe fall in love with your teachings. Okay, so I guess I'm not going to see it. It's in here, trust me. The guy goes, I got in there and I did what you said, and boom. Bye-bye money. Oh, God, I can't believe how many. And they got outlaw comments. This is adult video here, people. Oh, stochastics. I forgot about stochastics. Man, I feel bad. Okay. Anyways, that's the comments on that last video. It's pretty funny stuff. A lot to learn there. A lot of entertainment.